Hello everybody. We're back this evening, Thursday evening, to talk about the GMAN Cup Divisions 1, 2, and 3. My name is Fatin, and I am joined by two people, my co-commentators, Viking Cop and Infinite Pink. Hello, Viking Cop.
Hi, good evening.
And hello, Infinite Pink.
Hey guys.
Having three of us to talk about things means that one of us is not going to be wrong, so hopefully that should
Got numbers on our side.
we have numbers on our side, that's right. We also have a few people joining us in Twitch, and welcome to you guys. Feel free to post in chat when we're talking nonsense. That's absolutely.
Yeah, I've actually got Twitch open this time, so if someone, for example, there's no sound and someone tries to tell us that, then we'll actually know.
Oh my god, we've had a pretty disaster run so far, but this one is gonna be smooth. The plan for this week is we're gonna be talking through divisions 1, 2, and 3, but with a focus on division 3, and then next week we're gonna be checking into the top teams in division 1. First of all, I'd like to just catch up on my commentary team here. Pink, Viking, how's your week gone? Let's go with Pink first. How's your week gone with the Nurgles?
It's okay. I drew my game. Who was I playing? Uruk Haikus.
The Orcs.
Yeah, I think I was actually quite lucky in the end to get the draw. It was 1-1. I got a bunch of guys injured in the first half, and I was playing down a lot. I think if I remember rightly, he went for had like all my players on the ground, and he went for a block as a first action with his troll, and it double skulls, I think, and it kind of gave me the opportunity to snatch the ball and run away. Just the only reason I think I managed to get the draw, so I was quite lucky there, really.
All Nurgles players on the ground. That's where I like to see those Chaos Warriors. And King Tubbs the Third has been on the ground for the last time, or is he going to be back?
No, yeah, I lost my my what's he
The
called?
Beast.
The old beast. Yeah, they're not doing too well on my team. There seems to be something about it where they just they seem to get injured all the time. So there'll be a new one coming along soon.
And that big thump I hear in the background is King Tubbs the Fourth coming into the stand,
Yeah.
coming into the stadium.
Like in Jurassic Park, where the water in the glasses all start like trembling as he comes down.
That's right. Probably you can smell him before you can hear him. So, all right. And Viking, how did your Chaos? Well, let's have a quick look at Division 1, the leaderboard. Viking, here you are.
At the top, looking good.
Have we lost Viking? Has he disappeared somewhere? Maybe he has. Oh, well.
Oh, sorry. Big muted.
Oh, okay. So I hope you haven't been saying anything important, but we've just been talking about your team, Viking.
Yeah, I know. I was speaking alone, it seems. Never mind, technical issues. So, yes, there we are, leading the GMAN 1 like a champ for as long as it lasts.
Well, alone on 4-0-0, so it's pretty decent going.
Yeah. And my game was very nice against Pyro. It was a close and dirty fight with an unexpected early removal for my guys, but in the end I got lucky in my drive. I was able to score, and then I was able to stop him successfully. So pretty satisfied for the moment.
1-0 is about as exciting as it gets in dwarf matches, isn't it? So that's.
Yeah, you can see that for me, scoring more than twice is a kind of illusion. It's a miracle, so it's not happening.
Well, and who are you playing this week? Who's next on your list?
Oh, it's gonna be a big game. I'm playing Metal himself.
Metal is the next scalp to be taken, so Metal's Nurgle team. That will be an exciting match. I'm looking forward to it. Have you arranged it yet? What day is it on?
No, probably on the weekend.
Okay.
Not yet, but probably on the weekend.
Yeah, I really want to see that. I think that'd be good.
I am going to be playing the Slaanesh Slaughterers on Saturday night, so it's scheduled for like I don't know, 8 o'clock or something on Saturday night. So I'm going to be facing these dudes here. Ridiculous strength, mighty blow. Don't care much about the claw, so we'll see how it goes. But He's on 2040 at the moment. We've been talking about that
No
match.
jumpy sucker anymore. Oh, that's sad.
What?
The jump strip ball. No, the jump wrestle.
Yeah.
Is she still around?
No, Chloe is still on the team, so
She's still around.
yep.
I'd be surprised if it's still there by the time you play. You never know.
Yep,
But
Chloe
never know.
is back from the second movement Kaz, so she's now only strength 4, and I believe Sage reckons she's only ever jumped once or something, or no, she's only ever sacked once, so it might be reaching the end of her career. Could be time to perhaps she can coach young beastmen on how to jump properly in the future teams or something. So
or to look like you could. And never actually do it.
to look like you could have the ability to jump. So that'll be my my Skaven. I had a really good match against Dreamerfly's elves this week, so it was a pretty close one. Actually, he's looking. What's left. I think fouled one of his blitzers. Fouled his movement 9 blitzer, who then became a movement 8 blitzer. So that was a decent foul anyway. The rats getting the boot in where they should do. So
It's always especially sad, I think, when a player has like a stat up and then they get injured and lose the stat. It's a funny one, isn't it?
Once we switch over to Division 3, we will be looking at quite a famous player in Division 3 with a stat up and then a stat down who is still going great guns. So, do you know who I'm talking about?
I have to be honest, I do not.
I think it's a human guy.
It is the Humies. Yep, let's. I'm just having a look at Division 3 here. It's the richest tees, Umies. I'm going to bring up the Humies just here. So, here we go. Division 3. The standings for Division 3 are looking a little bit like this. That's can everyone see this on your screens?
Yeah, I've got it up.
Good, excellent. Okay, so it's been pretty exciting for Division 3. 2 teams have played their 5th game already, but at the top on 4 wins, 1 draw, so leading on 13 points. Let's start off with the richest tees, Umies. Had a cracking season last season, especially at the beginning, faded off a little bit at the end. I'm enjoying watching the Umies play at the moment. I probably should be trying to attempt some sort of Scottish accent for these, but I won't. But it's a good team, really good team. Look at John though. Movement up, movement down. He's a movement 7, agi 4, mighty blow, tackle, guard, blitzer. It's pretty good, isn't it?
On his way to legend.
Yeah, he's 124. And judging by this season so far, he has had a lot of Kaz. I'd be interested to see how many Kaz he's managed. But so this week's game for the Humies was up against. No, wait, that's this coming week's game.
Spoiler!
Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert for next. How do you think he's going to do next week, guys? No, look at this.
Ooh, I couldn't guess.
Look at this. So last week he played. T played against Powered in the entertaining Goblin matchup, and wow, look at this. Don't you just love it when you land up against goblins and you can just manage to roll those roll those pals? I guess he's got plenty of tackle and mighty blow as well. So if you look at T's team, 1, 2, Bob and John were probably doing some work, I reckon, on in this game. Don't.
In
almost
fact,
every
this
player there, isn't it?
Filthy John managed to make 4 casualties himself.
You managed to. Let's have a look. John.
Yeah, forecast.
4 cars.
Yeah.
That's a lot, huh?
So I guess he's primarily. It's interesting. How come John managed to make 4 casualties, and Bob only managed to make 1? Because you would have thought, with the piling on, mighty blow, tackle, piling on, that's kind of perfect for goblin bashing. So I wonder if T
John
was.
made 10 tackles, or 10 blocks, while Bob only made 3. So statistically speaking, I'd say yes.
Yeah. So why is he blitzing with John all the time rather than Bob? I wonder if it's the agi that's enabling him to sort of dodge away from something not important and get onto something that is important. It could be, but yeah. So.
Or John is just a boss, so he needs to blitz with him all the time because he knows.
Yeah.
John is the captain of the team. But then again, if you've got a guy on 100+ skill points, you don't really want him to be blitzing into all the goblins, do you? You want
That's true.
to share some of the love with Bob. One day, John is going to take a blow to the kneecap or something like that, and he'll be out for his career. And young Bob will need to come up and replace him. So let's have a look at. We had a clip from this game, didn't we? So this was Viking. You've had a look at this game, haven't you? And there's some
I've been
exciting goings
checking
on.
because I got feedback from the guys from the GMAN 3. Nice guys. Thanks a lot for the feedback. And apparently during first half, turn 6, something funny started happening. So it would be interesting having a look there.
Okay, so we'll have a look at the Strumpf, Les Strumpf Méchants, the evil puppets? No, the naughty Smurfs, I think is the translation, versus the Umis, playing at the Mushroom Village. Look at these little fellas. This one didn't survive, this one didn't survive, this one got sent off. This one didn't survive. This one was really stupid. This one didn't survive either.
Just while you're getting to the right point, I'm just wondering your opinion on this. Actually, I've never really played goblins myself. Would you get the chainsaw star player if you have a chainsaw anyway? Because you can obviously only blitz with one, and it's quite scary, like having to go and base someone with your chainsaw, because obviously if they hit you, that's going to end badly, probably.
Is that what he's
well,
done here? He's got a chainsaw star player and a
And his own normal one, yeah.
Well, it's like an extra bribe on the one hand, and on the other, you have to think what is better than one chainsaw.
2 chainsaws.
2 chainsaws.
No, that's true. You just don't play them on the same drive, I suppose. And if one gets sent off, then you can put the other one on.
Yeah, you don't play them on the same drive, I guess, which is what
Yeah,
Power's
okay.
doing here. So he's keeping one handy.
Fair enough. That makes sense then. There we go. That's the answer.
So,
Also, you have to consider that the bribe is only 50k for a goblin team, so they can stock on this kind of dirty tricks quite
Yeah.
easily.
cheap bribes.
So there's the ball, there's the pass.
Whoa!
and
Got him!
There's no pass.
One troll snatches it out of the air. Papa Smurf.
Beautiful.
And then he smashes down the... Ooh, now,
That's a fireball.
that's a fireball. What's going on with this fireball? What's he trying with this? What's his plan? Now that Papa Smurf has the has the ball, where
some
are the
attrition?
goblins? No, not attrition. He wants... I don't know. Who's Papa Smurf got to... I don't know. What's Power's plan here? What would you be going for? Viking?
I really think it was an attrition fireball. You have to consider that you have 2 high value targets in there. I think it's Bob or John himself.
Yeah.
Under
It
the
is,
fireball.
yeah.
So it would be nice to hit him, and
Mhm.
also the possibility of half freeing the ball carrier troll at the moment.
Well, he had
It's an
1,
option.
2, 3
It's an
players
option.
around him, so the situation is that T's already 1-0 up in the first half, although it was his drive, I suppose. So T scored early, and then he's managed to do some sort of interception here. So what does Power try next? I do love this guy, actually. Is that Ripper?
Mm.
I used to like taking Ripper when I had an AWP team. Thought he was a decent pick for a star player. No really stupid on him, so he's basically a strength 6 guy that just wanders
Six
around.
and grab it's quite solid. No
Yeah.
block, that's the problem. But oh yes, paying off.
And he's pretty cheap though.
Paying off injure into an injury. So true removal. That's a good block.
Yep.
Yeah, sorry, Sing, we cannot use apparently Fatin cannot use the normal Blood Bowl camera for some reason, so we need to resort to the free cam.
Oh, the normal.
They are kind of complaining in the chat.
What is the normal? This is how I normally play Blood Bowl. How do you guys play
You
Blood Bowl?
play like that, really?
Yeah, like this.
Really?
Why? How do you guys like it? From top down, like this?
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Oh, that's terrible. No. Come on. Get some
think you're just
graphics
throwing
on
me
you dudes. You don't want the blimp cam to. Where's the excitement when you're playing Blood Bowl? Okay.
You want to really get in there with the action.
Absolutely. Look at this. Look at this going on. Oh, and T's managed to look at those catches.
And that's
Whoa!
2 uphill sack.
Was that? Hang on a minute. Did we?
It was.
Was I just talking over a So he managed to sack the troll with his wrestle guy uphill.
All the difficult things are done, but...
Oh, he's going for the throw teammate. Eat him.
Yeah.
Have some lunch.
Yeah, problem there is that he moved the troll into 2 tackle zones, so that gave him a -2 to the throw, and even if he rolled the 4 that he did, it was not enough. So it was a misplay. My
So,
opinion.
You would have moved the troll like behind the goblin, like
Yeah,
on the
only
other side
for
kind of thing.
gaining 1 square, he got a -2 in the throw teammate attempt. So
what happens when you fail the throw teammate attempt? Does it go inaccurate, or does it just land where?
it's kind of like when you fail to pick the ball, how you call it?
Failed pickup.
Yes, it's okay, but it's like a fumble.
Fumble.
Sorry, I didn't find the word. It's like a fumble, so you have to. The goblin lands in 1 square that it's in contact with the troll, and then it has to make an agility roll to see if it lands successfully or not.
Right. So
And if he fails and he has the ball, it's a turnover, like this.
I'm sure I should know this actually. So, what is the difference between an inaccurate pass and a fumbled pass? I mean, if you fumble on a 1, right? Or do you fumble more than a 1 sometimes?
A fumble is a natural 1
Yeah.
or a 1 after modifiers.
Okay, so if you're in a tackle zone, you could fumble on a 1, 2, 3. If you're in 2 tackle zones, you could fumble on a 1, 2, 3, for example.
Yeah.
And then drop the ball in a square next to where you are.
Yeah, for example, he rolled the 4. He has a -1, I think, because he's trying a throw teammate attempt.
Yep.
And he has another -1 and -1 because of 2 tackle zones. So -3 in total. 4 -3, it's 1. It's a fumble.
Okay, so he'd fumble, and then it's basically going to be inaccurate on a 5.
It's always inaccurate, the throw teammate.
No, isn't it going to be accurate on a 6?
Never.
Oh, it's never accurate at all. Even on a green roll 6. Okay, so it's kind of gonna land somewhere like that on a 5 or 6 in this case. But he could have reduced the chances of that fumble by not putting him in the tackle zones there. So interesting. So not many of the little pixies. A full Cas box by the end of the first half, which is always good news. I just love that sound when I'm smacking goblins. It feels great. The sort of squelch sound.
There's another one going there.
Still plenty of tackle zones on the ball. Wrestles down the big man here, Grandpa Smurf. Nips in there with his Agi 5 thrower, who fumbles the pass. So could have possibly. No, it wouldn't have made a difference dodging out there. So a bit of in-game carnage going on. I do like this guy though. I can't remember how much Ripper is actually, but
No, I do like it though when you get the star player big guys that don't have the nega traits.
yeah, because you're so used to trolls doing, kind of being fairly
Going
unreliable.
down.
And this guy doesn't have block, but he is. Well, there you go. There's a really stupid one right there, but
Apparently Ripper is 230.
yeah, I just looked it up myself. So he's 270, but 230 if there's a knuckles also on the go here. So he must have. Yeah, I think I used to do that quite a lot. Get Ripper for cheap. So anyway, look at that. Sent off. And the Humies managed to win that one 3-0 in the end, so it was a bit of a tough one for the Goblins. It went downhill from there, despite the fact that he had 3 big blue men on the line of defence. So that was pretty entertaining. So looking at the team roster, Uma's going to be tough to beat this season. Some really good people. Blodge, Agi5. That's some elf. Wilfred.
Yeah.
200k worth of value. Looking at this team, 1640 seems a good TV for such a nicely developed team. How's he doing it? What's his secret?
He does have one
cheating.
player out right now.
He's cheating. Well, he's got 12, so he's got a bench here. He's got 2 really good blitzers. He's got a big man with block. He's got a pretty amazing thrower, although not many amazing catches to send it to, but at least it's got threats, and he makes a really good ball carrier. Blodge ball carrier. So, yeah.
No, this is a very balanced team. I really hate humans. I always say, personally, I always say to my friends that when I misbehave or I've been doing bad things, I punish myself playing a game with humans.
You hate playing. You hate playing with
I
humans.
really hate them.
Or
No,
with-
not
with
with humans.
or
It's
against
because they
humans?
are not good at anything. They are so all comers. Yeah, all comers.
All-rounders.
All-rounders.
All
Yeah.
rounders, yeah. That I mean, they can't really shine or excel with TV development, or I can't see it. I mean, I know that maybe some human coaches are going to hate me for this, but
Mhm.
I cannot see the good human team development especially with high TVs, where they suffer against more agile teams or more bashy teams or more than anything teams, because they are extremely average. Still, what I like from them is that they keep you on the pitch playing unless you are completely destroyed, because they are more or less able to play decently at any point. And if you have some specialists, like for example this amazing thrower, or you have a nice developed catcher that I think T had before the game with Powott,
Yeah.
because he got injured, minus agility, and he had to fire him or something like that. And you have a blogger. I mean, it's looking nice, but still, I really don't like them.
I have been watching a bit of Murloc Joe stream. He's a Norwegian guy, really good streamer, and he plays an awful lot of humans. So if you are interested in finding out a bit more about how to play humans properly, then obviously T streams too. So he'll be streaming some humies once a week, I guess. But Murloc Joe streams humans in the Champ Ladder, which is quite interesting to watch and see how he plays. And he's a good human coach.
Yeah, that sounds interesting, because me personally, I need to learn or to find the way to play and enjoy with humans.
Yeah. Yeah, I think I mean, I guess the advantage is, yeah, they're not that great players, but that, like I said, that was a really well developed team. That was only 100, 1650 team value. If you had an elf team that was that well developed, you'd be looking at 1800, 1900 easily with 12 players. So basically the price
in
of
fact,
the human team.
it is missing a player. With Bill Jr., it would be 1750. But yeah, you are right.
So basically, you're like an elf team that's, getting a wizard every game against equally matched teams, or that could be the difference between getting some decent inducements and not getting some decent inducements. So that's probably the difference there, I think. Right, let's have a look at some of the other games that were going on in Division 2. I could get my Blood Bowl League Manager up here again, so here we go. Who should we look at next? Let's have a quick glance at the standings. Season 7. So, sorry, in Division 3. Oh, the Lizard teams. Who were the Lizard team playing? We had a look at these last week, and still Lizard teams played 4 games rather than 5 games, both on 10 points. Both of these teams are really good. Ilgoff's Bayok Bricklayers, I think, played Bleeding Hippies, Snow White, and the Six Dwarfs. An impressive win. Let's have a quick look at these guys. So this is my Viking. We came up with somebody came up with a clever name for this guy last time. What was it? It was the was it the I can't remember that.
What?
the Taxigor or something.
Oh yeah, the taxi go,
Yeah.
something like that.
Here we
Because it's not possible to find a proper name for this one.
So, Ilgoff's Taxigor, I wonder whether it had. I don't think it had anything to tackle in the Snow White and the Six Dwarfs. But
Possibly not.
he's got the Strength 3 skink, he's got a couple of more developed skinks, and he's got this Saurus. I don't think he's had any. Let's see if he got any extra levels this game.
Oh, Hippie is giving us some feedback, saying that first half went well for him, at least managed to KO four Sauruses. That's quite an impressive. Not that impressive considering that he has a Pro Mighty player.
Yep.
That is very nasty to lizards. But if all the chaos come back in the second half, as he says, then no real gain from this.
God, that fucking feeling when you've worked really hard to knock down 4 big lizards in the first half, and then you see the little lineup, and they all stand up.
Oh, yes.
Must have been pretty demoralizing. So I guess the second half didn't go. I guess you scored in the first half, Hippie, and then they scored twice in the second. Is that how it worked? Let's any levels? One Saurus level here. Hippie was obviously down a player, so had a loner hobgoblin for this match. And Zarg Madai, the secret weapon, on for a half Bull Centaur. So I guess not that many KOs here.
No, you'd think maybe he's got 2 claw, hasn't he? You might have expected him to have done a bit more damage.
Well, if it's all KOs and no injuries, and then all the KOs come back,
not a lot you can do.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I guess so. So, Hippie's team is now on a win, 2 draws, and that was the first loss for the Snow White and the Six Dwarfs.
But now let's have a look at this incoming star player that is Snow herself. This Bull Centaur that is already Blotch and Break Tackle. It's an elf on steroids.
Oh, nice. Yep. So, both of Bleeding Hippie's Bull Centaurs have rolled doubles. So he's got dodge on both, and now has he got block on Snow as well? So let's have
It's Blotch on both Bull Centaurs. Very nice. Very, very nice.
Yeah. 2 Blodge Centaurs, 1 with Break Tackle. I reckon. What's the plan next for this guy? If you get another SPP on Snow, tackle Hippie on next one on Bull Centaur. These guys
maybe?
are basically. I think you use this guy, the Break Tackle guy. You maybe want to use him as a. Oh, could be sure hands. Yeah, you could use him as a carrier, and use the Break Tackle so he can get out of situations. Or you could use him as your blitz, or
Okay, definitely not sure hands.
Definitely not sure hands. So,
okay.
These guys are a little bit like the werewolves in a necro team. They're the sort of like the rest of the team is quite slow, but the werewolves are just incredibly quick when they need to be and can go and blitz pretty much anything. So quite often I like to get tackle on this guy on the Bull Centaur because you can just send him off on some random elf that's making a run for it and take him down. So and you can always dodge him away. This guy's the guy with the Break Tackle. So anyway, it's looking like a nice team. All he needs is a few less KOs and a few more Kaz, a few more deaths. Right, so that was that match there. Leaving Ilgoff in 3rd or joint 2nd place, and Bleeding Hippie in 5th place. What did Ilgoff get on his? Ooh, he's now got a Break Tackle. That's interesting. I think it's a good choice, a Break Tackle. So now he can use this guy to blitz pretty much every turn. Cannot be tied down under any circumstances, really, or like can't be tied down just by one random dude. So that's nice. Well, he still hasn't.
I quite like that.
Yeah.
That's good.
I was going to say he hasn't got any tackle. The other option for me would have been tackle on the.
Yeah, but you already have the Taxigor, so.
The Taxigor is more for like sending into the melee and just leaving him there to
Just
guard.
standing there.
Yeah, but I think I would like tackle on one Saurus, but especially for when don't know if Ilgoff has already played the elves in the division yet. Actually, there aren't, to be honest, that many. Looking at this team here, looking at this div, not as many as in the division above with the Skaven and the Wood Elves and stuff like that. So
got one Elven Union and that's it.
yeah, and early Elven Union don't actually have that much dodge. So
dodge. Yeah.
Like the starting Elven Union team doesn't have any dodge whatsoever. So right, let's have a quick look at the Mighty Reptiles, also in joint second. Here's another team, 3 level ups waiting to happen. I guess we're gonna have probably sidestep. This guy's got sure feet, so maybe go sprint next. Next level.
Pity that all the level ups are in the skinks and none in the sources. Sorry. Whatever.
I think there's been a debate about this, and it is. Oh, I don't know. I think it is Saurus's or something. But somebody who is cleverer than me. But so we've got a block score here. Very nice. 5 skinks, which is I think the right amount. 1600 TV. This is looking like a decent team. Block on pretty much every
block
Saurus.
sure hands on a
block and sure hands is amazing.
And this guy is a nice skink, isn't he? So I think I might fire this guy, GMAN. I think I would like 120k skink for a not very special one. I think I might fire him. You're already starting to get too many SPT.
He has the cash for the replacement. Yeah.
Yeah, he's got 200k cash. So if this guy doesn't get double, then Creatan is in the channel. And he's telling me that 2 of the skinks are doubles.
Ooh.
And the Croxy just rolled a double, so
we've got another.
So we've got another Bloxigor. You didn't fancy going with the Taxigor, Creatan? So I don't know.
2 of the pending level ups are still doubles on their skinks. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Now, so what you're gonna do? I think you just go block on both double skinks. I think so. I would if I got doubles on these guys here, I would go block. On this guy, is there anything special you do with the sure feet man?
I can't think of anything if I'm honest.
I think block is just the best thing that you can do with a skink. It just makes them so much more survivable. And usually when you lose with lizards, it's because you lose all your skinks. So you can just be a bit more aggressive with your skinks, chasing people down or providing assists and stuff. So
if you could know that you were going to get 2 doubles or something, the idea of having like a wrestle tackle or wrestle strip ball skink would be really nice. But wrestle by itself isn't going to be that useful, so you can't really do that.
You know also what's an interesting idea that not many people consider, and I've seen on the pitch, a skink dirty player.
Yeah.
Actually, that's not a bad shout. Although, Creatan, I'd be interested to ask you, with the 200k cash that you've got there, any plans on going up to 13 players, or are you going to stick at 12? Because, I mean, dirty player with only 12 players, I suppose that's probably fine. But yeah, I'd be interested to know whether you're thinking of increasing your roster size or rotating skinks. You obviously rolled some pretty good ones, but yeah, I think dirty player skink is not a bad shout actually. So maybe block on one, DP on the other, and Twins. Is this one of the higher TV teams in the division? Let's have a look. Yeah, he's probably not going to get a bribe against many teams in the division, I guess. So
yeah, he's up there.
And Creatan's gonna try and stick to 12, I think, which is probably sensible until you get to maybe 1800 TV or something like that. So usually you can manage with 5 skinks. It's normally fine. All right. I like to get who's the good lizard man star player?
Sibley,
yeah.
Actually, I tell you who's a good lizard man star player. Who's the stab guy? There's a stab lizard man star player. I think is, no. He's a chainsaw. So, but there's I think there's a blodge, because Kislev can get him as well. But
yeah, I find that really weird. I wonder if they're going to change the star players for them at some point.
Yeah, no, it's Hemlock. So I think
Hemlock, not Hemlock.
Yeah, Hemlock is 170k. He's a he's actually a skink, but Kislev can get him. And
Yeah.
he's got 170k. He's basically got normal stats for a skink, so 8237. But he's got
I think
block and dodge and sidestep and jump up and stab, which is a really nice combination of skills. You know, block, dodge, sidestep.
Yeah.
Jump up is pretty crazy because he can just jump up and stab people even if he's on the floor. And
Yeah, it's actually quite nice. Isn't
I think I had some wood elves against him, and he Hemlock was doing some damage. Really nice. So he's an actual decent option against low armor teams. All right, let's move on to somebody that's sneaking in under the radar here.
Just one remark on what you mentioned. You know that Hemlock can be taken also in a Kislev team.
Yep.
As well as Lively.
Oh, I didn't realize you could take Slibley in this Kislev team.
Yeah.
Because Kislev in the regular tabletop Blood Bowl rules are not Kislev at all, but Slan.
Yeah.
And they are some variation of the lizards. It's kind of jumpy lizardmen. So that's why in the rule set they are allowed to take also the star players of the lizardmen.
Yeah. So for 250, if anybody's got some Kislev out there, they'll be looking at. I wonder if they will make them into, you know, some kind of Russian-themed big man.
Just reskin them. Yeah, I think it would be good.
I can imagine him as like a, I don't know, like a furs-wearing muscle man who's strength 4 and it's like has just come out of Siberia or something. So, but yeah, Sibley, one of my favourites as well. Movement 7 as well, which is pretty underrated for a big strength 4 blitzer. All right, okay. So yeah, Kislev. Interesting. See what Cyanide are going to do with him. Let's have a look at Kyoriko's humans on 2, 1, and 1. This team has been a bit under the radar for me. I haven't really been having much of a look at it, but Waterstone Spies, that's a bye week, so he's just come through, and I don't know what SPB he got from his bye week match. Does it say who got the SPP? One of his catchers got a skill, and lineman. So he got two catchers skilling up here. Compared to the
quite nice team, actually. I like it.
Let's have a look. So this is 1620 compared to the Umis, which were 1650, I think. The key thing
it's
here
quite
is
similar.
Yeah. I think the key thing here is the two movement 9 catches, isn't it? So that gives him.
Yeah.
He's got better catches than T has.
He's going for kind of a pseudo one turner with the sure feet on that one of them. I like that.
Yeah. What would you need? The thing is, with movement 9, you're still never going to be a natural one turner, are you? So,
No. But I mean, you only need one push then. Which if you get what's it called, sprint.
Yeah.
And one push is actually quite easy to get, really.
Yeah.
It's quite hard to set up defensively to stop someone from doing that, unless you have lots of you've got stand firm
or sidestep. Yeah.
Without that, it's pretty hard to stop them from doing it.
Or a lot of strength, really. If you can put some strength and guard on the front row, it can make it really difficult to get the initial push in. So if you yourself don't have any
guard, yeah.
Or
and then the plus agility on the thrower, and then the block, guard, stand firm ogre. That guy's good.
Yeah. He has a couple of very good players. Maybe not as shiny as those from T, but the thrower is solid. Is nice. Agility 4. The catchers are very nice. The blogger, it's a very good piece, I would say.
And I think not to be underestimated is that he's got block on pretty much every member of his team other than Gorthard, Stefan. So that means pretty reliable both on offense, and you can get some good defense going when all of your guys have block. Can be quite frustrating. You won't get that many knockdowns against you. So yeah.
The only thing he's lacking, I'd say, it's a bench.
Yeah, what's that? 11 players. So he's got 150k after he's just had his bye week, so he will have earned quite a lot of cash from that, and he'll be thinking about getting probably one more lineman, I guess, going up to 12 for his next game. But yeah, I think that's just a pretty easy choice for a bench, so he's well set up. We'll keep an eye on Kiora Crow.
I think the only thing I'd have
Mhm.
done is maybe have one lineman with dirty player. 50k lineman should be fouling.
There is not
Agreed.
enough
Agreed.
foul. Yep, I think
Agreed.
so.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So, which lineman, which of these rookie linemen has the best name for a really dirty player? Is it
Mm.
Barnabas Wolf? Is it Harkut? I think it's Harkut Schmutzer. He should have been a done. Oh wait, no, he's a blitzer. Sorry. You
Oh,
can't
and
make a
Barnabas is also.
you
Oh
can't
shit.
make a dirty player blitzer, can you? Okay, so it should have been Baron Wolf. He should have been the dirty player. So yeah, maybe next time. Maybe whoever he gets next. Actually, he's got a good opportunity here. If he knows he's got to get a dirty player, basically the next guy he hires, he can give it a custom name. Who like like Bob the Boot or something like that. So
Yeah.
he knows he's been purchased for a specific role. All right, let's have a quick look on General Marauders, Bane of the Living. Now these guys, really good undead team from last season. Top of Division 5, I think it was, undefeated season. Having a bit of a tougher time of it this time round. After 4 games, got 1-2, drawn 1, so they just had a draw against the Nurgles of Erwindor's Chance, beating Squatford FC's Lizards and Nostalgic Memories Pro Elves, and then losing to Hippies Chorf. So it's had some quite tough matches so far. What do we think about this team? It's got a decent mummy. Look at this.
No,
Break
that,
mummy blitzer.
Yeah, I mean, it depends what he uses it for, I suppose. The only real reason I can see to have break tackle and a mummy would be to cage dive, but with movement 3, I don't think that's going to happen that often.
He's got to be pretty much right next to the cage already
Yeah.
to then dive. I mean, you could go.
Personally, I would have gone for guard there, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, that is the job of mummies, isn't it? I think mummies need doubles for general skills, don't they? So
Yeah.
so
yeah.
this guy's rolled a double and then could have been block guard, and this guy's not rolled any doubles and has gone for guard stand firm, which is pretty standard, I think, isn't it? So
Yeah, that's the normal progression, I think, if you don't get doubles. The other thing I've noticed is that there's no like ball carrying ghoul. I mean, I know he's only got 4, so maybe 1 died or something. But I mean, personally, that's probably one of the first things I'd build out of my ghouls.
nothing in the graveyard.
Yeah. In the previous players, yes.
Oh look, he's had a sure hands block ghoul.
Ah, okay, there we go.
Wait,
What? I don't see any injury in that player. Something happened.
maybe he's just fired.
Huh?
Not sure about that.
That's weird.
Yeah. Did something happen to Rotbreaker? Maybe he just, like didn't agree with the coach. There's some sort of training ground disagreement.
It's just a nightmare on the training ground.
He was just a right arse. He was out on Friday nights, on the pool when he should have been training the morning afterwards. I don't know. He just didn't. General Marauder just didn't get along with him. So another ghoul will have to be hired at some point. But yeah, I hadn't really noticed that, and I haven't ever played against a frenzy ghoul, but that seems like quite a decent idea. I think frenzy on at least one player on every team is a good idea because it just denies those sideline areas, doesn't it? And
Yeah, it's like we've spoken about this with regards to quite a few things. It's just having it makes your opponent have to play in a different way, which in itself is beneficial.
and you always want frenzy on pretty much your highest movement players, don't you? So it's got to be on the
No, I
ghouls.
think frenzy, especially because I mean, again, undead aren't a team I played a lot of, but I get the impression having 4 ghouls, you're kind of trying to find roles for them. It's not like really obvious when you've only got a couple of positionals or something, and it's like this guy's definitely going to do this guy's definitely going to do this. I think with the ghouls, because you've got 4 of them, you do have a bit more flexibility, and they're not so pigeonholed. And I definitely think you want to get frenzy on one of them. I like that.
Yeah. And because you don't really stick to your goals because they die, and you
Yeah.
can't help it.
Yeah, there's nothing you can do to. AV7, they're not going to last that long, are they? So
I probably would have got wrestle on the guy that has tackle as well. Like if I was going to get tackle on someone, I would have probably put wrestle on them first, I imagine. But
Yeah, sure feet doesn't seem
Yeah,
like
but
the best.
Russell and Block are such a bit of waste.
It's okay on like a big strength 4 armor 9 guy, and you're just going to sit there and make it hard for people to dodge away from you. I think that's fine, but you're not really going to do that with a ghoul. You don't really want to be basing people and getting hit yourself. So
I don't think I would have got wrestle. I think I would have got either sidestep or diving tackle on this guy. So probably sidestep actually, and then next diving tackle. I'd made him into a blodge, step, tackle, diving tackle. Cool, really
yeah,
good defender.
yeah, that's fine actually. Yeah, that would be a lot better. I'd either go wrestle tackle for a Saka, or like you said, like blodge, step, tackle, diving tackle is good.
Yeah, if he's already got block, I think I would develop one ghoul into a wrestle tackle ghoul, but it's not going to be this guy obviously because he's got block already. So I wouldn't have block and wrestle on the same thing. So if he's already got block and dodge, then I would look to go sidestep, tackle, diving tackle in one of those orders. But yeah, get those 3 extra
I
steals.
agree. Yeah, definitely.
Right, let's.
It's still the strength 2 dirty player is sticking around, huh?
Oh, we looked at this guy last week. He's keeping Herc the Avenger on the roster. His only job, Herc the Scavenger. Sorry. Yeah, his only job is he might be weedy. He might only have like one bicep left or something, but the other one's fallen off, rotting
As long
flesh.
as he sharpens his studs, it's okay.
Yeah. He's got the special boots on. He's got the special hobnailed boots on, and that's his job. So I can't believe, keeping a strength down player is pretty unusual to be honest. But especially when zombies are so cheap. He's got 180,000. Herc, surely.
Yeah. And you have another dirty player. Like if I only had one dirty player, I might keep it, but until I had another one, potentially. I'd at least consider it, but I probably wouldn't if I had another one.
Yeah, but you know what's better than a dirty player?
2 dirty players. Good point. All right, so let's move on a little bit. So we've got Dark Uzel in More Cologne Gym. Now this is your Spanish compatriot, isn't it, Viking?
Yes, he's. How's he doing? He's doing fine.
He just scored a win. Team group
I
pad.
I think he didn't write in Discord because he's not really too much time around there. But I think he managed to score in the last turn of the game in a really filthy, dirty, nasty, orky way. So it could be worth having a look if we can join the game.
Yeah, we can have a quick look at the game. So this is the game.
Let me check my mobile because he wrote me. And while you open, I'll try to tell you exactly when it happened.
Let's have a quick look through the teams. Here we go. The final turn of the game for a 1-0 Nurgle versus Orcs. This must have been.
Oh yes, the last turn of the game.
Must have been a right scrum. So and 2 pretty evenly matched teams here actually. So the Nurgle Warriors started off the game. Oh wait, no, not evenly matched. So Nurgle started off this game at 1190 with 430,000 inducements, and the Orcs started off at 1620 with
They
0.
got Lord Borak, the Despoiler.
Oh, this guy's pretty scary, the Lord Borak. So
yeah, I like him. I think block, might blow, strength 5. That's good.
As I like Lord Borak, although once he disappointed me against the Lizard game and he got killed by a Saurus. So next time I said that strength 5 was not enough, so I hired Grasnak Blackhoof
to go with
a Minotaur with strength 6.
Yeah.
And movement, I think it's also movement 6 and no wild animal, and it rocks if you play him properly. It's a real beast.
Pink, you're a Nurgle coach. What options are there for Nurgle? Is it Grasnak or Borak or nothing, or what?
Do you know what? I don't think I've ever really had any star players.
Really?
No. I don't know. I don't have an answer for that.
I think both Borak and Grasnak are available in Nurgle teams as star players, Chaos teams.
Is there nothing else? There must be a chainsaw, right? Can you get a chainsaw?
Blah, blah, blah. You have also this guy with tentacles. Lead grip, lead whip.
Oh,
whip arm.
Lewd grip. His name is
Yeah.
something.
Yeah, I think I'm pretty
And
much
Max Green
always
Reaper,
have
yes,
the
the
higher
chainsaw. The chainsaw warrior. That is very nice. A chainsaw with strength 4.
So we're just looking at the last moments of the Orc drive. Orc's trying to equalise here. Oh,
Oh, he even manages to get the.
Orc armour being broken. It's just so he's got the ball. More tussles. I love the beast and the troll just sort of facing each other off for the entire game.
Just like looking at each other.
Yep. Hello?
Haven't even moved off the line of scrimmage.
No, I don't think either of them have moved very much. So, and we're looking at the Orcs trying to muscle their way through. Orcs on 1 reroll. Nurgle with all the rerolls gone. It's pretty typical, the Nurgle team being kind of or the beast being nowhere near the action, so that's pretty usual. Ooh, thought that was going to be a beast hurt there. Orcs juggling. Oh, last reroll gone. That was a catch.
The other guy got it.
That was a catch in Disturbing Presence there. So how much did he need to roll? That was a 4+ catch made 5+, and he rolled a 6.
Nice.
Wrestled down by the Pestigore.
This does look tense, actually. I can imagine playing these last few turns would have been pretty stressful.
I love it when you get to the last couple of turns and nobody has any rerolls. That's the sign of a good a half that's gone wrong.
And you make 1 day pause.
A cheeky
That's
1D pow. Look at this.
Yeah. How are...
Ooh.
How
Okay.
does he manage? I'm quite surprised he manages to get a touchdown here.
If you are the Orc player here, if you're Darkuzal, what have we got going on here?
I guess you have to blitz someone onto the ball and hope for a good bounce.
I reckon you blitz this guy with the Black Orc. He can just come round and two-die the Beastman, and then hope for a scatter.
I think he can't do this. Possibly he managed to make a crazy play in the first half, turn 8. Not this time. This time is...
You don't think he can do this? I think he can do this.
Oh no, sorry, we're getting really
That's
dumb. Look,
because
it's 1-0 already.
These are not Skaven, these are Orcs.
Okay, we think we've got the wrong turn, but let's...
Didn't even try and push him onto the ball.
Nah,
I definitely would have gone for
I
that,
think I would have pushed him onto the ball there to try and scatter. So,
yeah.
What's it going for? 1, 2, pick up with no reroll, dodge away.
Pass, yeah.
Oh,
Let's pick up and the dodge. Oh, so close. Are
Oh!
they both in Disturbing Presence?
Oh, that was
It was just the catch.
that was a huge.
Wait, what did he
Disturbing
roll
Presence.
on the catch?
That was a
Oh.
4+ pass minus with Disturbing Presence and a 1 on the catch. So
Oh, he rolled a 1. I was going to say, because he could have actually got the guy not in Disturbing Presence if he'd wanted, which might have made the difference, but not in the end.
yeah, Disturbing Presence is a 3 square radius, so should have been here.
Could have gone 1 left and he would have been there.
Yeah, and then actually, if it was here, then he could have gone 1, 2, 1 more GFI, and that would have made it a short pass. Because yeah, that length there is a short pass. But whew, pretty close. But 1-0 to
It
the
was
Orcs
close,
there.
yeah.
That looked like a really exciting game for both players, I think. So
Yeah, I reckon those last few turns would have been pretty. Although, yeah, I guess it's not too bad if you're already down 1-0 and they're fighting to go 2-0 up rather than for the draw or something.
yeah. Team group hug. I've not seen much of these. I think they're having a bit of a tough time with it. But the team's looking okay. These were the guys that didn't have any rotters when we looked at them earlier in the season, and they still don't have any rotters. So, and so they're surviving with loner rotters and some decent beastmen. Obviously, they're getting a lot of. So you said you've never played Nurgle that much down TV to hire a star player.
Yeah, I don't think so. Mostly I like this. I'm a bit confused why he's gone block, extra arms, and then kick. But other than that, it all looks fine.
Yeah. What, you mean you'd be developing this guy as a bit more of a ball carrier? Or
It just seems odd to me to put. I mean, maybe it's just the way I think about things. Maybe other people wouldn't agree
Mm.
with this, but it seems odd for me to put kick on a player that's kind of built to do something else. Normally, I'd put kick on just kind of some random guy, you know. I'd put it. I mean, he doesn't have any, but I'd put it on a rotter.
Well, it makes a little of sense. You can think of this piece both as a ball carrier in your drive and as a retriever in your opponent's drive, because it also has extra arms, helps with picking up the ball once it's on the ground, and also the kick skill is nice when defending.
Yep.
I do have to say, I do struggle sometimes if I'm playing against a team which has a lot of claw, and I
Yep.
don't want to put my Nurgle Warriors and Beast on the line. I end up having to put my Rotters there, and usually that means my kick guy has to go on the line, which is obviously really annoying. That only happens when I'm playing against people with lots of claw. Otherwise, I'll just put the Armor 9 guys on the line and it's fine. But that does happen to me occasionally. So in that respect, I can see why you might put it on a different player. That's always going to be like, in the backfield, not on the line of scrimmage. But I don't know.
Yeah, saving a place like places that are non-line of scrimmage are kind of at a premium when you've got this many positionals. So when you've got your
you only have
scores
2
and Nova Warriors.
if you have all your other positionals, so it is a bit tricky with that.
Yeah. So it's difficult to find a place for the kick man. But what would your normal third skill be on a ball carrying Vestigor?
I'd have sure hands.
But you'd have block, sure hands, and then something else, or you'd have.
Block, sure hands, extra arms, maybe.
Okay, so you would have extra arms and with sure hands as well at the same time.
Yeah, I think so. But I'd go sure hands first. It'd be blocked and sure hands.
Yeah, I concur.
Okay, two Beastman players here concurring. That must mean somebody's right.
So I don't think this is bad. It's just probably not what I would do. I would be building killers before I built my Saka. My Saka would probably be the last Vestigor I built up. I'd go like 2 killers, and then a ball carrier, and then a Saka, something like that. Is probably how I'd do it. But I don't think that's wrong doing it a different way. It's just not how I'd do it.
Well, I see the killer there, but he's in the graveyard. The poor guy.
I see.
Okay. Yeah,
So he did have
sense.
a killer. Yeah, it makes sense that he's lost a few. Let's move on to Stab Allardyce's Lizardmen. These guys were one of our opponents last season in Div 3 of GMAN. Still going strong, although they did suffer a lot of... Let's have a quick look at the graveyard. They have had Saurus Death. Very good Saurus Death. Even better Saurus Death. Not what you want to see.
How do you find that out of interest?
You look at that. I mean, you've got the current roster here, and can you see where I'm clicking the graveyard? It's just in there's a couple of tabs. There's a tab for previous player and graveyard.
Cool. Yeah. That is really sad, isn't it? I feel sorry for that guy. Block, might blow, guard, dodge.
That's a super. That's a really good Saurus, isn't it? So
dodge on Saurus is great. Like they're one of those teams that I think pretty much every double I get on a Saurus is going to be dodge, probably.
Yeah, there's not that much else to take on a Saurus with doubles actually, but yeah, dodge is always pretty good. So and then you could think about giving him break tackle as well, which is really good. But anyway, so these guys
would have been like perfect player basically.
Looking at these, so he's Stab Allardyce is making a bit of a comeback here. He's just scored a 2-1 win against some Pro Elves, Nostalgic Memories. That was happening last week. Here's the match. Pro Elves looking a bit sad actually, with coming into the match with only 8 players. No more perms though, no more permanent injuries. And one of the skinks, the Shorefeet guy, leveled up. So decent 2-1 win. I think when they've still got David James, then Squatford FC are still a force to be reckoned with. A guard, block, stand firm, break tackle Croxigor. Is there anything else you'd want on a Croxigor?
Bloxigor.
On a Bloxigor, I stand corrected. Is there any if this guy gets to what's the next skill level? Is it 70?
76.
76?
I think.
Grab.
Like that. Grab.
Yeah, I guess grab. There's not really much else you want with him, I don't think. He's got a fine bunch of skills. I wonder how David James... Of course, he can still bonehead, but... so, Squat Fidelity looking good. They are currently... What's their record?
They are 202, 202.
Yeah, so they've
And
had...
they are keeping that minus strength Saurus, this plus strength, minus strength, 50k bloat piece on the team.
Ooh, yeah,
I
that's
don't know
true.
if he has the cash. He has just about the money to replace it if he wants to. And I would honestly do so. I mean, it's 1,700, 1,700. Sorry, 170,000. The other way around. It's 50k bloat for free. Yeah.
True. But you don't want to play any games with 5 Saurus if you can help it. So you wait
he's
till...
also he's got 3 rookie Saurus as well. Like having an extra one onto that might be a bit. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think Aurelio Gomez is ready to step in as the primary blitzman. None of his Saurus have Mighty Blow, so...
Well, he has one Saurus about to level with 15 points already on block.
Yep, I
So this one
definitely
would
go
be
Mighty Blow with him
the
next.
healer or the hitter, the blitzer. Yeah, but it's like, yeah. Watching his graveyard, we can understand the problem this team
I
has with
think he
Saurus.
definitely does want to get rid of that guy at some point, but I could understand why he doesn't want to do it quite yet. Like, it is bloaty, but at the end of the day, if he's trying to win games, I think having, that block tackle Saurus might be more important than having a rookie Saurus.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only 5 points away from leveling 2, but I'm torn between this feeling of you don't really want this piece to level, you don't want this piece to hog MVPs and stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, final strawmans. So Stab Allies is in chat, not under a different name, and he's just saying that he's going to be playing Harrington's Halflings next. So this guy has got to be around as the tackle guy.
The one tackle guy, yeah.
He's going to be smashing up some Halflings. Unfortunately, he's going to be snaffling up the skill points as well, which is a little bit awkward because considering we probably want to fire him. But, yeah, so.
It's one of those things though, like it's maybe not the best for like long-term progression, but if he's trying to actually win his games and do well this season, then I could see him keeping him for a little while.
And I could definitely see him keeping him for the halfling matchup anyway, where you definitely want some sort of tackle guy. So, all right, that's that one. We've had a look at this one. Now then, so just also in that match there, Stab Allies was up against the Nostalgic Memories, who are a little pro elf team.
Your new favourite race?
My new favourite race. I'm loving the pro elves. And this is a nice little team. This is how I would develop the blitzers. Dodge first and then tackle, unless you get Mighty Blow. I like to get Mighty Blow on my catchers actually, and I like to get guard on my blitzers because the blitzers already having natural sidestep means they make really good blodge guard players, kind of defensive players that you stick to a
and their arm evaluate, whereas the catchers can go and do their blitz and then retreat back behind the line or something.
Yeah, exactly. So catchers is also your highest movement piece, so any doubles I get on catchers I usually go Mighty Blow, any doubles I get on blitzers I usually go guard. But if you've not got any Mighty Blow on the team at all, he's got a couple of guards on his linemen, I can definitely see why he could get Mighty Blow here. This guy will get tackle next. He probably so he probably foregoes blodge for a little bit, and just gets Mighty Blow tackle and goes without dodge for a little bit.
I think so.
And other than that, he's running around with 3 linemen, but has he got any cash? Don't know.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Let's have a look. Nostalgic Memories. 140k cash, so he can buy at least 1 lineman back.
Spoiler.
Oh wait, okay. Yep. So, but anyway, so he's going to be looking to try and actually what I'd probably do is wait till I've got anything in excess. I would keep all the lone linemen until I get above 150k. So if I get to like 180k, then I'd spend the extra on 1 lineman and just look to slowly get my linemen back. So that way.
Yeah, I really think, especially with agility teams, it's absolutely fine having like, up to 3 loners. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Yeah, you don't do anything important with them. You usually dodge last with them, but they can do the job most of the time. So
Sit there and
Yeah,
get hit
the
by
problem
stuff.
with this pro elves is that still they're armor 7,
yeah,
but for the blitzers, and they suffer in the attrition game. And
yeah,
at the end of the day, even if you're a super agility team with amazing players, you need some numbers to
yep,
make the plays work.
Hmm.
yeah. I view them a bit more like Skaven than some other elves anyway. So
You
I
see
think,
everything like Skaven.
yeah, I think.
honestly, they're like slow Skaven.
Do you
But
tend to like stall with them, or do you just go for the two-turn touchdowns?
I tend to stall actually, so I'm working on my stalling technique. But if somebody kicks to me, then I'll still try and stall and score on turn 8. So
Okay,
and
that's fair. Because I think one of the big problems really with pro owls is that they're kind of one of their big things is being really good at two-turning, but two-turning is just a bit bad. So it's kind of like this catch-22
yes,
situation where they're
well,
kind of built to do that, and then
no,
doing
not at all. Actually, they're really good at stalling. Like because they're so mobile, you just have to stretch a team out. So a team, if you just hold the ball carrier deep, and then just say right, come and get it, and then they have to.
But
Yeah,
are they better at the are they better at doing that than like wood elves or something,
and woodies.
or high elves? Or...
Mm-hmm.
The the so they're similar to high elves, but they're faster than high elves because well, I mean they're not faster than high elves. They've got 4 catches, and high elves have got those catches as well. But the catches having the main amazing thing they've got is these nerves of steel, which means you can do some pretty crazy plays that you couldn't do normally quite
Mm,
reliably. So you can do like handoff to one catcher who's in 2 tackle zones,
hmm.
but who just needs a 1 in 36 dodge away, and then
Yeah,
run him another 8 squares and throw to another catcher or something, or throw and then hand off, who's also in a marked tackle zone. So they're just bloody difficult to get hold of. So if you're
yeah.
trying to stall, then they can do really well. But it's not easy. But you could see them as like either woodies without tree man, which I'm not particularly keen on tree men anyway. I just think they root themselves most of the time, and any claw team just love fighting against tree men. So woodies without a tree man or slow Skaven, great stuff. All right,
Yeah.
and
Slower, stronger Skaven.
slower, stronger Skaven. Yeah, Skaven with 4 strength up gutter runners, so can't be bad. All right, and looking at the bargain brunches. So finally on this, this is herring towards brunches.
I think this has to be one of my favorite teams, just for like all the names and everything. I really like it.
Barney Bacon, Ollie Omelette, Melvin Muesli.
Everyone pass on.
He's Harrington has done a good job. The 3-course
Eddie
meal.
Yeah, I love it. I think it's great.
Oh,
He's got a block jump up tree.
Yes.
That's great.
I think 3-course meal has been doing a good job. And are we going to watch? Are we going to finish the stream this evening by having a look at the bargain brunches 1 turn? Is that what? Should we do that, Viking? We've got a bit. Got just time for one more little clip, and it's the bargain brunches going for a cheeky throw teammate at the end of the match. So let's see if this one pulls off. Where are the brunches? Here we go. So I believe the game dinner is served from a distance at great risk. the motto of the brunches. I'm not quite sure how much I'd be willing to pay for brunch and what constitutes a bargain, but I think I think a good roadside brunch stop off. I wouldn't go for a 3-course meal, but perhaps an Ollie omelette with a bit of Herman the ham. We'll see. See, I don't know exactly what was on
You
offer at
haven't
the end of the
smelled the
match.
food cooked by a master chef, though, have you?
And look at those star players. It's pretty much getting Zara and the deep root tree branch or something. Is it? What's his name? The tree star player.
Deep root. Deep root.
Just deep root, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
Deep root
root's pretty
strong
much
branch.
considered,
Standard.
strong branch. I think they're pretty much considered like part of the team. I think you could end up with it like most games, don't you?
Ooh, interesting that he uses Zara as a ball carrier.
Sarah is actually a very good star player because she is strength 4.
Yeah.
You don't expect, an Amazon with strength 4, and she's also blotch. But things didn't go really well for the branchers this game.
I'm trying to look for Zara. Where's Zara gone? Oh, she is. Bosh.
She failed the dodge in a turn. It was a 4+ dodge with reroll that, of course, brought her down.
Yeah.
And then everything went really downhill for the branchers. They failed like 4, 5, 1 in 9s in the game. I was making the count. Harrison was really suffering that one, while the lizards made all their rolls. They only failed 1 in 9 at the end of the game. It was only a pickup with no threat from the branchers at all, so it was really not important.
But so the Lizards managed to get a 1-0 just at the end of the half there. Creatan went 1-0 up, which leaves the Lizards to go for the second half. I wonder whether he just goes for it here or tries to stall.
You can't really reliably stall with halflings.
Take any chance you can to score.
I meant Creatan's Lizards.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, but Harrison even managed to free the ball and put a couple of tackle zones in it, but unluckily for him, eventually the lizards picked it and ran into the end zone.
Which leaves us with this situation here.
Yeah, that guy close to the ball carrier was thrown by a tree. It's the last desperate attempt, and this is the last turn of the game, in which you can see the bench of the branchers completely full of injured people.
This is as it should be, including Zara, who took a hit. What happened to her? Badly hurt. Although, did a bit of damage though. A couple of Saurai. Oh no, a Saurus and a Skink managed to put into the bin, and a Saurus knocked out.
One of the skinks was blown off by a fireball. That was nice.
A lightning bolt or a fireball?
Fireball. Attrition fireball in 4 skinks. 2 out of the game.
Do you guys go for the attrition fireballs very often?
I was wondering about that. I think I see people go for too many attrition fireballs, or maybe it's just because I play agi teams and I tend, certainly not with an agility team, I like to make sure, if I have a wizard, I like to make sure I get the ball down.
Oh yeah, definitely. I think with agility teams, you pretty much always want to go for the bolt. Let's just watch this throw. Sorry. Here we go.
It's Deep Root making the job today.
And who's our scorer? Who's our hero? Clement Crussell.
Clement Crussell had to dodge in front of the skink because that skink had diving tackle, so he couldn't really afford to get in base contact with him. But he made it, yeah.
Rubbing his hands, looking for lunch.
Yeah.
But yeah, what were we saying?
About fireballs.
Attrition fireballs.
So yeah, as agility teams, I think pretty much always you're going to want to go for the bolt just to make sure you get the ball on the floor. But even when I'm playing more bashy teams, even like I might use the fireball sometimes because generally it's more important just to get people down and then you can kind of get more control on the ball. It's not so much about actually like picking the ball up after the fireball, but actual attrition fireballs where you just literally at the end of your turn or something you just fireball a bunch of their players. I never do that, and I'm never sure like is it considered a good thing to do sometimes, or is it just if you're messing around, basically.
It's not considered a good thing by me anyway, so I'm not
No.
by any means an expert, but I'm pretty sure you never really want it. You want to, like you say, if you're using a fireball, it's to usually on the ball carrier, but even if you don't get the ball carrier, you're trying to get a big cage down. But I think you mentioned earlier, Pink, often just the threat of a wizard is good. So unless
I think
you're
it's always started streaming, but yeah.
I think it's something I did when I was starting the game a lot more, and I was impatient to use my wizard. And sometimes, if the guy was caged up pretty strongly, I thought, right, let's go for the fireball on turn 2 or 3, when I really should have saved it until much deeper in the half. So
I see people doing that sometimes on purpose. They will bunch their players up a little bit in the first few turns,
like
with a couple of good high level players in there or something to specifically tempt the fireball, just to get it out of the way.
I think that there are several valid approaches to the fireball. I mean, it's a really random factor in the game, and big capital letters with random. It can do nothing. It can have a huge impact. Myself, normally I keep it as a last wild card resort or resource, because as some of you said, the threat of the fireball works by itself.
Sure.
Okay, because it dictates the positioning of your opponent. If he knows that you have a wizard, he's not going to advance boldly. He has to take care of his positioning, etc., etc. I think still that attrition fireball, if you have a really juicy and tempting target, is valid for the sake of causing damage and attrition and getting the numbers. And also, I have some games in which I've had a wizard and I have not used it because it was not needed.
Yeah.
And
I've
did you fireball the other guy on turn 16 even though you'd already won?
No, I'm not this kind of guy.
No, it's tempting, but it's a bit of a move, it is. But yeah, I mean, it's the same thing, you know. If I have a sack on the ball, you know, at least half decent chance of getting a sack on the ball, I'll probably take that over using the wizard anyway, because, like we said, you will kind of want to have it ready to use for as long as possible. So if you can kind of avoid it, that's really good. And also, if you can get a sack and score, you know, in the other person's drive without using the wizard, and then you're in a situation where, you know, maybe you're receiving and you're already 1-0 up and you have a wizard, it's like, they're basically not going to be able to stop you. Like, you could, if you have to, you could literally use it to bolt someone that's basing your ball carrier or something, just to make sure that you can get away. You know, like, you can be really frivolous with it if you're in that situation.
It just,
the last few turns,
just makes things more safe, doesn't it? So I think the wizard, did I hear right that do any of you guys know anything about Fumble, but the wizard has been banned in Fumble, or the wizard is not used in Fumble? Or
they're just they're following the tabletop rules, and they don't have the wizard in the tabletop rules yet, but I think it will be added in.
I'm not entirely sure if the wizard is back in the Death Zone second supplement, because I don't have it myself. Shame on me. But in the first one, it was not. So that's why, exactly as Pink says.
I see, right.
That's why it was removed, or temporarily removed from Fumble.
Yeah,
because they just follow the tabletop rules. So they did the whole thing with the rerolls on piling on and stuff like that.
Yeah, I think it is regarded as the strongest inducement, isn't it? So for most of the time.
For the value for money, 100%.
Yeah. So interesting to see what effect that has of taking that out of the game, even if just temporarily. So, all right, we're going to wrap things up, but let's have a quick look at the next. Next week we're going to be focusing on Division 1. How's things going in Division 1? We have our champion, the People's Champion, Viking Cop.
Everyone's favourite.
People's Champion, I like that.
At the top on 4 wins, 0 draws, 0 losses. Very good stuff. Who are you playing again, Viking Cop? You are up against
Metal.
Full
Metal. This is going to be
a cracking match. Yep, looking forward to that. We've got
one of the best games this week, I'd say.
If not the People's Champion, the actual champion, Sage, winner of GMAN 1 last season, in second place on 3-0-1. He was beaten by Yasin's Orcs. I love it when Orcs beat Claw Chaos. Is something amazing has got to happen, but
it's refreshing, isn't it?
I caught the second half of that match, and it was a really good match, worth a watch. So Yeah, Beaton had a game taken off him, and he's playing some sort of idiots in the Rats team next. So 1300 versus 2040. Come on, bring it on.
It's going to be interesting.
Talking of wizards, I wish I could buy 3. Then there's Rift Cannon, also, and HUD also on 9 points. So these are the top teams at the moment, with Full Metal not far behind on 8. So these guys are sort of the winning end of the league division. Dark Elves, HUD playing really well with the Lizards. Metal, with the Nurgles on 2 wins, 2 draws, so nobody's beaten Metal yet. Could this week be the week? Viking. Then our co-commentator Kesdruz with 2 wins and 2 losses is doing a lot of Kaz. Put a dent in the Nurgle last game. Took 2 Chaos Warriors off for Full Metal. Yasin's Orcs also on 202. Skaven's on 202 somehow. Mega's Dwarfs. And who's struggling? Who's struggling a little bit? Dreamify was a bit fed up. I think he's had some pretty bad luck so far this season. He's got a good Dark Elf team though, so he'll be back amongst things. But he's on 0, 1, and 3. And Gearbear's Orcs. I hadn't had to look at Gearbear's Orcs very much, but so that's the state of things in Division 1. Division 2, where are Pink's Nurgles? 2 wins, 2 draws. Who are you playing this week, Pink?
I'm playing the High Sails.
The High Sails.
They're the
Whoa.
Wood Elf team.
Has
Big
anybody?
game.
Are you looking forward to this, Pink?
Let's see how many pals I roll, and then I'll tell you.
Oh wait, you've got a tackle piece. Is this recently
I
developed?
do have one. Yeah, I've had him for 1 game, I think, the tackle.
Okay.
Which wasn't a huge amount of use against the Orcs last week, so I'll be looking forward to using that. But
Sure.
I think, unless I'm a little bit lucky with my blocks, I think it's going to be a pretty tough game for me, to be honest.
Well, you've got a killer, you've got a Rackler, Edge 4 Rackler, you've got a decent sure hands guy, and you have the... Oh wait, you haven't got the beast. Are you going to be missing a beast?
I am going to be missing a beast, yeah, which is quite unfortunate.
That would be good against Woody, so yeah, that would be quite a...
You can have agility 6 all you want if you're stuck on tentacles. It doesn't make any difference, does it?
Yeah, that's right.
It also means that he can stock on a wizard and some bribes, so not a problem.
True, yeah. Have you got any dirty players? Of course you do.
Don't actually.
No! Where's the rotters?
Yeah, they've been dying, unfortunately, and these guys are going to go soon, I think.
Shame.
So that's a good one. Gaudi is rocking this division at the moment, Division 2, with 4 wins, no draws, no losses. Who's he playing next? Who's Gaudi up against next? Not sure how we can... I guess we can have a look at...
Yeah, we can see in the
fixtures,
fixtures.
can't we? So,
Give me a second.
But I had him pegged to do pretty well from the start. I don't know if you remember, but I
Thing
think,
is, he's a stronger Skaven team than my Skaven team. So he's like I'm getting annihilated in Division 1, and Gaudi's smashing up Division 2 with these ridiculous gutter runners. Look at these guys.
I know, it's pretty scary.
He's playing the Necro from. Is this a Furry team? Furry team.
Oh yeah.
Who I thought had like pulled out of the league actually, but I think they actually had a game last. Oh, maybe they didn't. No.
It was an admin win last
week.
Okay, so
last week,
the Rats. Yeah, so the Rats are going to be on 5-0. So very good start for the Rats. Can anybody slow them down? Can anybody lay a finger on them? Can anybody destroy?
Vermin pest control, please.
Yep, can we call that? Who's the best gutter runner? Maybe, I guess, Scroik. Maybe the one turner. So, but this is a nice Skaven team, and somebody's rolled a bit of claw. So.
It's pretty much everything you want, isn't it? Once he has Mighty Blow on the
that's the fun. This is the fun thing. He has claw, but no Mighty Blow.
yeah. I think that's a bit of a mistake there to take guard here so early. But
always go Mighty Blow first in case you roll.
Yeah, but I am really jealous of this Skaven team. This isn't look. There's no bloat on the linemen, so no stupid linemen that have got too many MVPs or lived that long. 4 really good gutter runners and 2 nice bits as well.
Yeah,
so.
and I think actually special mention going leader on the kicker when you roll doubles. I think that was a really good choice.
No, he's got leader on the.
Yeah,
Yeah.
kick leader.
Okay.
It's a useful piece.
I think that's really good. I mean, the other options would probably be guard, I suppose, but normally
he's-
if I got doubles on a first level up on alignment, it would definitely be guard.
He's playing the speed game. That's clear with these gutter runners, and also the thrower is agility 4. It's very nice. I mean, he can pick the ball reliably and distribute it, pass it to the gutters reliably. So, well,
I think
it's a good team.
I like getting leader on throwers. Because it's
less
20k
useful, I suppose, as a
SPP.
double. Yeah.
As a
you're
double, it's 30 SPP. So it is still cheaper than another reroll. You're getting basically a cheap reroll, aren't you? But as long as this kicker guy remains on the field, he's got no defenses, so there's no real guarantee he's going to be on the field. But
I guess the only other thing is a lot of the time you'll take your kicker off, won't you, when you're receiving? But you can't really do that if you've got leader. So
yeah, I don't know. Maybe you take him off, yeah, because he doesn't serve any other purpose. I don't know. A bit of guard is actually quite useful in the linemen, and actually a dodge lineman. I do really like a dodge lineman.
yeah,
so,
I've noticed you doing that. I pretty much always get guard, but I can see why you'd get dodge.
Yeah, I've had some good experiences with, or even a Rog lineman. Because if you get dodge and then wrestle, then that's actually a really good sacker. So it's like a movement 7 wrestle dodge guy who can do some very good stuff. So I don't mind getting dodge as a double actually. But yeah, I can see leader as well. It's a decent choice. So Gaudius Gaven looking good. Where's Zinji's 7 circles? 2, 2, and 0. In 5th, so tied with. Actually, we've got a bunch of people on 8 points here. We've got 2 Orc teams, Manasatra and Halabs. So these guys are looking the strongest in the division here. Crow Dogs on 7. You managed to scalp a win off Crow Dog, didn't you? So Drop Dead Gorgeous on 2, 1, and 1. And poor Bobby. I spoke to Bobby before the season. I was expecting him to go great guns. He's obviously had a bit of a tough time losing to. This is Kemri, isn't it? Yeah, Kemri. So losing to Grey Fox's Kemri's last game. But we'll come back to this. We'll keep an eye on Division 2 at least. So right, that is it for this evening, gentlemen.
Wraps that up.
Have you got any games tonight or tomorrow night?
No, I don't think so. I haven't even. I don't think I've heard back from my opponent this week actually yet. So
okay.
Nothing's been organised.
I'll be playing Sage on Saturday, so I'll kiss goodbye to my Skaven.
Yeah, you gotta believe in yourself. You can do it. Come on.
Yeah, I'll.
Yeah, you can do it. I mean, it's a pure bass versus a pure agility team. Anything can happen.
True. Yeah, anything can happen. Let's hope the wizard. Let's hope I don't roll a 1 on the lightning bolt. That would be my worst nightmare. So we'll see how that goes. But thank you to my co-commentators, Viking Cop and Infinite Pink. Cheers to everybody that's been watching and talking to us on Twitch. And my name is Fatin, and we'll be back next week. And this will be up on YouTube very shortly.
We hope. Fingers crossed.
Also,
Fingers crossed. All right. So see you guys. See everybody next week. Thanks very much, guys.
See ya.
Yeah.
See you. Bye.
Cheerio.